Good afternoon, everyone. In today's session, you are going to learn how to set up the routing in Onfinity ERP. So is our agenda. The objective enables you to understand the routing and its associated terms in the context of business processes. Prerequisites for generating the routing in Onfinity ERP are that a configured tenant is required in your environment. Organizations are configured in your tenant. Warehouse and locator are defined in the system. Production resources, work centers, and operations are defined in the system. Let's understand what is routing. Routing defines the sequence of operations, work centers, and processes required to manufacture a product. It specifies how, where, and in what order the production activities are performed, helping to plan, control, and monitor the manufacturing process efficiently. For example, motorbike routing. Let's move on to the system. You can create the routing. If you want to create the routing, you can search the manufacturing setup window in the search utility available in the menu. Or you can directly move on to manufacturing. Under the manufacturing setup, you can find the manufacturing setup window. Click on the routing button. As a result, a window will open. Click on New Record. Select your organization in which you want to define the routing. Enter the routing name. For example, motorbike routing. If you have a specific routing code, you can define your routing code. Otherwise, the system-generated routing code will be automatically populated by the system. Select your product. Select which BOM version. You can go through with the BOM product training video if you required more details. If you want to set the attribute set, generate the attribute set instance, and later based on this attribute the production will happen. Then select your warehouse. Active record represents that the record is active and will be used while defining the production. Enter a short description about routing, if required. Save this record. Move on to the Manage Operations. Click on New Record. The header organization will be auto-populated by the system. The sequence number is an important field. When you are defining the BOM product, there is an operation sequence number, which will be matched with this sequence number, and based on that, the system issues the product. Now you can see you have the standard operation and the planned operation. If you select the planned operation, it is motorbike assembly. Based on that, the rest of the details will be automatically populated by the system based on the definition of the work center operation. Save this record. As a result, all the planned resources will be copied by the system automatically. If you want to increase or decrease a certain resource, you can do so. Move back. If this operation is an optional operation, you can mark it as optional operation. This is the work center where this operation needs to be executed. Next is mandatory for the upcoming operation. This represents that before executing this operation, you need to execute the selected operation. Setup time, run time, and unit of measurement will be auto-populated from the work center operations, or you can update them if needed. If you want to define another operation, you can click on New Record. But here, in the planned operation, there are only the assembly operations. You can leave it empty and select your standard operation as quality. Then you need to select your quality work center. You can save this record as well. As mentioned earlier, the setup time and run time will not be utilized for calculating the cost. If you want to define, you can define. Otherwise, there is no need to define setup time, run time, and unit of measurement, since the cost is calculated using SKF, which stands for Statistical Key Figures or Cost Drivers, also known as activities. Once you save this record, the resources get copied if they are linked with the standard operation. That is how you can define the routing for your products, and later this routing will be utilized to generate the production order. That's all in this video. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.